Welcome back to this day. Joining me now is Kay Havens with the El Toro Water District. Kay, so nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
So nice to meet you, Bobby.
Yeah, so tell me about your background and how you got involved in this career, this field.
Oh, well, I actually come from a very unusual place for water. I come from landscape.
Oh, okay.
But when you think about water, half of the water is used in landscape, so it's very useful to know how it works in the landscape. But today we're here to talk about infrastructure.
Yes.
And how important it is in our lives. From the moment we get up till when we go to bed, water is impacting our lives. So it's really important that we keep our infrastructure strong and healthy, just like it is with our own bodies. And at El Toro, our infrastructure is now over 60 years old, so it's time to get some work done.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I mean, you don't think about it. It's one of those things you just kind of assume it's there, and the next thing you know, you're like, wow, really? It's been 60 years?
Over 60 years, yes, yes.
So it makes sense that it would need some, help to fix things or repair things. So tell us, so what is happening with the infrastructure? What's going on?
Well, it's aging, and we have some slides that are coming up that show that in graphic detail. But so what El Toro is doing is refreshing things asset by asset. So we have some slides that show our new asset management tool that will be coming up. But first of all, it's important for people to understand that El Toro doesn't do just water. El Toro delivers water. It also takes it away and treats it, and then it treats it to even higher standard, and it comes back into our landscapes in Laguna Woods Village. Saves the village a lot of money with that way. It can even save the village on fertilizer because it has little nitrates in it. It keeps our landscapes healthy and green.
Oh, great. So those are the responsibilities for El Toro.
That's what we do, yes. That's our job.
And then the next slide after that, the renewing infrastructure. You were saying, it's 60 plus years old. It's not reliable. So take us through this slide here.
We've been maintaining it really very well, but it is time for a refresh. It's like a roof on a house. It can only go so long. And for us, being unreliable is not an option. Water has to be 100% of the time, because, it's like, when are you not going to want to be without water? Like never. We're really very spoiled compared to other countries that way, and we like it that way.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing now is managing costs in this inflationary environment is really tough. We have contracts that come in that are super high, and we just have to keep going kind of no matter what. But inflation, like it is for all of our clients and customers, is really hitting us hard, and sometimes it's compounding because our chemicals are higher, our electrical costs are higher, construction costs are higher, people costs are higher. So it's a big job, and we aim to do it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and then now you want to talk about the new asset management tool.
Yes.
How does this help?
Well, we are really proud of our asset management tool. You can't say it fast.
Say that 3 times fast.
What we did is we went out and we looked at our 1,766 assets. And these are things that are pumping water, moving water, all kind of the moving parts of the water system. And we assessed their condition. What do they look like? Are they going to make it for another 5 years, 10 years? Are they looking okay? Have they been working really hard and need to be refreshed? And we found that on average, over those 1,766 assets, we kind of average a 3, which is higher than we want, but it's typical for an over 60-year-old system. But it does verify the work that we need to get done. So and it has also illuminated some areas that we really need to be focusing on, which has really helped us because now we have this decision data set that lets us know, boy, we really need to see to pump number 366. Because if that pump goes down, and that brings us to this next slide, which talks about risk, we know what condition the pipes and the pumps and our assets are in, But now, how risky is it if that particular pump fails? A particular pump might fail, and it might not have big consequences, but there might be a pump that's critical to a number of different areas, and that's the pump that we need to see to first. So that's what we're doing. Of the 1,766 assets, we've determined that 60 are at high risk, so we're seeing to those first.
Okay.
So it's really helped us with our budgeting. We used to be able to budget maybe 5 years, and now we can actually go out 10 years because we can look at our assets and make a more cohesive plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the 60 projects that you said that are the first ones that need to be taken care of, is that like in the 5-year plan, or how long does it take to do that? Okay.
Yeah, well, it actually out to 10 years.
Okay.
So, which is really helpful for budgeting because you can't do it all in 1 year.
Right.
You know, that would cost probably, $76 million. So, but we are looking at maybe $10 million a year. And so we have to plan for that. Like, how are we going to make sure that we have enough funds to see to getting all of this taken care of? Because, as I said before, we cannot be unreliable. We've seen that happen in other districts around the country where people have kicked the can down the road on costs and said, oh, we can put this off, and that bites you in the end. So not a good plan. And we're really happy that we've got this management tool to see that we get it done when we can, phase it in a very responsible manner.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so one of the projects here is the R6 Reservoir Floating Cover.
Yes, we just completed that project. It's being filled as we speak, and it will be an integral part of the entire South County's water system. We brought it in on time and actually under budget.
Oh, wow.
So we're very proud of that. We had one of the top contractors in the world and designers work on it. There's only one guy in the world that really kind of does this work, and they did a terrific job. So we're very proud of that project. And now it's on to the rest of our cut list, so to speak, of projects that we really need to see to.
Well, and I hope he's training some people underneath him. You said he's like the only person that does this.
I do too. It's very much a niche. Yes, I was thinking the same thing, Bobby.
And this was a regional project as well, so it wasn't completely paid for just by El Toro Water.
Correct. Yeah, our share was like $11.5 million. We financed the whole thing though, so we had to take out a $50 million bond for this and to get some other work and some things refinanced. But it was a regional project.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. It came in under budget and is so close to being finished. So then next you also have the Aliso Creek Rehabilitation Project.
Now this one is really important because on the north side, the top of that slide there is Aliso Creek. And our pump station is right next to it. The pumps you can see on the right are ready for being refreshed. And they are what we would consider, this is a no-fail station. We cannot have this station fail, because if it fails, then we have sewage going right into Aliso Creek, and that's not an option for us. So we're seeing to this. This is like on our hot list, so to speak, and we have plans that are being drawn up for it now. So it's a very tight spot, so it's really hard to get things in there, but it will be good when we have higher efficiency pumps and things that are refreshed.
Now, has this project been started already?
Yes, it's on the drawing board. It's coming down the pike really very fast.
Okay.
Which is good.
And then how long will it take to complete this one?
We hate to say because it's all contractor based, and ever since COVID, it's been very difficult to get materials. So we often order materials up to a year ahead.
Wow.
The environment for construction has really changed. So we've learned that, if we need pumps, for example, or certain electrical panels, to order them way in advance. Otherwise, we have projects sometimes waiting a year for an electrical panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to be really smart
happening.
about that.
Where do you store the stuff if you have it, say, 3 months before you're ready to start using it?
We actually have a warehouse under construction that will help us with some of these things.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a facility where we put things until they're ready to go, but storage is always, a problem.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Especially in this kind of an environment, yeah.
So, and then lastly, the WRP Headworks, what is this one?
Okay, so this is our sewage system, which, is really important for human health, and it is seeing the effects of many years of hard work. And you can see top left, the concrete has kind of eroded. It's a very acidic environment. Time for that to be cleaned up, refreshed, recoated. You can see the impeller on the bottom left. Part of the problem is so many people are using wipes these days that didn't use wipes, so it's a very high maintenance type of asset that needs to probably be changed to something that is a little different, a little more efficient. And the clarifier on the right, you know, it was built 60 years ago, back when power was really cheap. And now there are better ways of doing things. So we're hoping to give it a good refresh, again, kind of clean it up, get it up to 2024 standards, which are far different than they were 60 years ago. So, you know, get it just ticking, you know, along as it should be.
And you mentioned acidic, that a lot of the stuff going through is acidic. So does this type of a clarifier, does that break down faster than other areas?
Yeah, you know, it is hard on concrete, it's hard on the pumps, it's hard, you know, the acidic environment does tend to wear things out much faster. If you just have fresh water going through a pipe, you know, that pipe can last, you know, up to 60, 100 years, depending on the kind of pipe.
Yeah.
But when you have something like this where it has heavy flows all the time, a lot of grit, a lot of acid, it's obviously going to wear out a lot faster. So it's been coated before in the past. It's time to just see to its structural soundness and get it like recoated and back up into working order.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, Kay. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, Bobby. And we'll keep that water coming.
Absolutely. Well, stay with us. We have Cole Young and Sports Corner coming up right after this.